Hello friends, welcome here. My name is Oceana. This is going to be a Hunger Games vlog. So I have the Hunger Games trilogy plus the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I'm going to be reading all of these books in this video, and I will not be able to line it up for when Sunrise on the Reaping comes out, but I am reading all of these books in anticipation of that release. So I am very excited. I have read the whole Hunger Games trilogy before. I've seen all the movies. I really love this franchise. I love the world. I love Katniss Everdeen, and I'm excited to read all of these books. And then I have never read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, so I am very curious about it. I was never interested in it before because it's about President Snow, and I don't like him, so I don't want to read a book about him. But I feel like it's time because I've also never seen the movie, so maybe we'll be watching all the movies in this vlog as well. But let's start with the Hunger Games. If you have never heard of this series, I'd be surprised. Like it's pretty popular, and this came out I think in like 2012, is that right? Wow, 2008. Okay, so it's been out for quite a while. This is a young adult series, and it follows the main character named Katniss Everdeen. And in this world, where it's set on Earth, somewhere in North America probably, but there was a big war. Country is called Panem, and the capital are the winners of this war. And they created 12 districts, well, technically 13 districts to kind of control the people, and each district is in charge of a certain resource that is sent to the capital. So all of the people in the districts are oppressed and don't have as many rights as the capital. And in kind of honor of the capital winning this war, they created something called the Hunger Games, where they take a boy and a girl from each district and make them fight to the death. And then there's one winner at the end. And so it is pretty violent, and some of that is described. Like, this is a brutal series, but it's done in such a fascinating way. It's definitely a commentary on government and like all those things. So I'm excited to get into this. We do follow Katniss, and I think you know from the description. Yeah, so Katniss ends up volunteering for her sister in the Hunger Games. So she gets into the Hunger Games, and you follow her and if she's gonna survive it. And it's just so well done. So I'm really excited to read all these books. I'll keep it generally spoiler free, but I may like just warn you that maybe I'm talking about a spoiler and you can skip like 30 seconds and miss the spoiler. But if you have read these books and you definitely want to talk spoilers, I have community posts for the first 3 books. Go ahead and put your spoiler thoughts in those comments, because yeah, anyways, very excited to start this book. Let's do it, and we'll see how it goes. This is not related to the vlog, but I can't get out of my driveway. Do you want to see what I see? So it looks like, oh yeah, like there's rocks there, but it is frozen because it is -7 right now. So, you know, I don't know if I'll be going to work today. Okay, update. Could not get out of my driveway. Is this crooked? How do you feel? Okay, so I did finish the Hunger Games though. I finished the Hunger Games because I've been listening to the audiobook, and I've just so enjoyed the audiobook. Like, at first it took me a little bit to get used to the female narrator's voice. Like, well, there's only one narrator. Her voice sounds like an older woman compared to Katniss. Like, Katniss is 17 years old, so yeah, it doesn't make sense. But man, it just flew by. Like, I've always liked this first book because it's just like so interesting to see Katniss deal with the like emotional trauma of going into the games, all of the training for the games, and then when they're actually in the arena and all of the like things that happen in there, and just meeting the people and Rue and Peta, and like I just really enjoyed it. I also put the water on because I'm gonna make some hot chocolate. But yeah, I would give this 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. There's no language. There's no spice at all. Like, there is kissing, but it's like, yeah, that's it. It's very violent, okay? They do describe some blood, they describe some kids killing each other, but I've heard that some high schools are now like studying this with their students. Like, I don't know how young you would study this with. Like, I feel like grade 10 would be good to study this book, but either way, it's on school lists now for kids to actually read it. So I do think it's good because Katniss is like very morally driven, and she cares about the greater good, but then also the individual, and I think that that is something so honorable. So I feel like a lot of kids could learn from that. And then plus the romance like isn't there to like be enjoyable kind of thing. Like, it's a part of the plot, and I actually think that that's so well done, and it matches Katniss's character so well because she is not interested in fluff and relationship. Like, she's interested in survival, and she will do what she needs to do to survive. And I just really like her. I like her as a character. I like all of the characters in this book, like Effie and wow, what's his name? Haymitch. Wow. Haymitch. I like all their characters. I think they're really well fleshed out, and they're so unique. And they add such a like strong element to the story to like make it so engaging. And I like how smart Katniss is. Like, honestly, I love this first book. I could read this over and over again, and the movie is just as good. Like, I did just watch the movie. I think I took some video of it, or may have forgotten to do that. I forget. I don't know. I may have clips of me watching the movie too, but the movie follows it fairly closely. Like, there's a few things in this book that like were left out, but the overall like story was the same in the movie, and I think that's why the movies were so successful, because they actually followed the books and it was good. So yeah, I really do love this first book, and I would recommend it. I think this is appropriate 14 and up, I would say. Like, it is violent, but it's not like too much, although if you're really sensitive it might be too much, but I'm not that sensitive to this kind of thing, so it was okay. And yeah, I'm excited to start Catching Fire. I have the audiobook as well for that. I have the audiobook for all of the books, so I will be starting that soon. But yeah, I read this really quickly. I'm assuming I'm gonna fly through the books. Like, yeah, I didn't think I would finish them this quickly. Like, I thought I'd barely manage to read the Hunger Games in January, but I may actually read all of them in January because that's all that I want to read. Like, I'm not really interested in anything else. Like, I just want to read these books, which is a good feeling. So day 2, you guys. It's -5 this time, so maybe this time I'll be able to do it. Answer is no. Still stuck. I got face wash in my eye this morning and it stung so bad, and then when I put my contacts in, it stung even worse. So I have to wear my glasses today because I burned my eye a little bit, but it's like not red, so that's good. I'm still stranded. Luckily, I can work from home, you guys, but like, this is not convenient at all. Like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, let me turn off. Okay. So here we are again. I am stuck in my house, but it means that I can read. And so I am this far through Catching Fire, and I'm just at the part where they're entering the games. So this much of the book is not them in the arena, not the Hunger Games. It's like all the buildup, which is so interesting because it was not boring. Like, I was so engaged because there's a lot of like political things going on, and there's so much tension building, and she writes it so well where you can like feel the tension. And I also can feel like the fear building for Katniss. Like she is like going through some serious, scary things. On top of that, the romance though, it's so good. Like it just feels so accurate to what would be going on. And the fact that Katniss is like so not into it, it just matches her character so perfectly that she's like, really guys, like can we just focus on surviving? Like I don't care who I like better, like I just want to live another day. Like it's just so good. And honestly, I like Peeta a lot. Like Gale, I feel like maybe if he had more of a fleshed out character, he seems fairly one-dimensional, not super so, but just like I would love to see more of like his motivations, because I know that he cares about Katniss and he cares about like rebelling against everyone and like doing his own thing. I don't know if like he's just not very smart about it. Like if he was more strategic, he probably would like more things would go better for him, but he's not strategic at all. Whereas Peeta is like strategic, but at the same time like not on purpose, which makes him even more likable. Like it's just him being himself, and he is likable and the better pick for Katniss. So I love that. And yeah, like President Snow, I hate him. He is a good villain. Like I do not like this guy. So I'm on part 3, The Enemy, and she's about to enter the Hunger Games again. So what? I'm so excited about this. I know what's coming. I've read this book before, so I just think that this Hunger Games was so well done, so interesting, and I loved all of the like other players. What are they called? Districts? What are tributes? The other tributes added such a cool element, so I'm really excited to see them like do their thing together. So yeah, I will probably finish this today, and then I will give my review and we'll move on to Mockingjay. And I am still listening to the audiobook. I'm using my phone to listen to it though, so I can't really show that, but I love the audiobooks. They make it go by so fast, and I do think that it's well narrated. I just wish a little bit that the voice matched that it's a 17-year-old girl and not like it almost sounds like a 40-year-old woman, like really. But whatever, it's not hurting my enjoyment, which is really saying something, because usually audio can really make or break, but for me it's not doing that this time. So yeah. Update, I got up the driveway. Isn't it a beautiful day out? But it's still so snowy. But I got up the driveway, so I parked at the top, and now I'm walking back to our house because now I can go to work tomorrow. Yes. The day is basically over now, work-wise, so there's no point in me going in, but I got out, so had to share the good news. I haven't read any more. It's slippery. It's like I just eat the dust. What is it called? Bite the dust? Bite the dust in this video. Okay. I haven't read any more, but I will eventually. So yeah, just wanted to share the good news, you guys. So whatever, but we got it. Yes. Okay, so I finished Catching Fire, and I did watch the movie. All I got was that one clip, so yay for me. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie, really enjoyed the book. Once they get into the arena, it goes so fast, so I really enjoyed it. And the emotions that Katniss goes through, I'm just like, it's written so well. I feel like it's so accurate, and I can just picture it. Because of the movie, I'm able to like have those visuals in my mind as I read, and it makes it so much more enjoyable. So I would give this 5 stars. I really, really liked it. There's definitely a lot of blood, a lot of killing, but there's no language, there's only kissing, and it's not meant to be like that. Like I said, like the romance is a part of the plot and a part of the character development, but not meant to be like enjoyed in like that way. So yeah, but it is violent. So that's that. But yeah, I really, really liked it. So I'm excited to start Mockingjay, and I have the audiobook once again, and I'm hoping to read this pretty quickly because I really want to get on to the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because I do have the audiobook for that book too, and it's going to run out soon. So I need to finish this so that I can start that and all the things because I want that to be in this video too. I don't know if I said that, but yeah. So for Mockingjay, this one is usually the book that people don't like because of different things that happen in it, and it's just a different book compared to the first two. Like, yeah, so not too many spoilers here, but I guess if you're like following along and whatever, and then you can read what this book is about too once you get there. There's less of like a focus on the Hunger Games and more a focus on rebelling against the government, against the Capitol, and Katniss kind of like doing her thing with new people. So yeah, very excited to start this. I'll try to give updates, but the audiobooks read so fast that I kind of don't have time to update. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. I hope it's useful. Like, again, I'm doing this video to like just give you a Christian 31-year-old woman's opinion on the Hunger Games and just to see if it's a good pick for you. I do think that they are really well done books, and I don't see anything wrong with them at this point. I haven't read Mockingjay in so long, so I'm really interested to get back into it and just remind myself what actually goes on in the book because I've seen the movies most recently, and I'm going to rewatch the movies after the book, but the movies are fairly different from the book. Not a ton, but like different enough that I would like to know what the book actually shares and not just the movies. So yeah, let's get into it. Hello friends, so as you saw, I have been reading a lot of Mockingjay already, and I just am at the end of chapter 10, so I'm starting chapter 11, and it is so intense. Like, poor Katniss. So far I really like the writing style. Again, like, I feel like it's a good, I don't know, like, it picks up right where Catching Fire leaves off, and you just get to see the buildup of all of the tension, and it's really cool to see Prim in this one more often because you can see their relationship better, and I really like that. So it does help that I already know what's coming, so I am able to like just kind of soak in where we're at, and because I don't have to like try to interpret anything, I can kind of just see like how Suzanne Collins like foreshadows what's happening and builds that tension. So I think she's doing a great job with it, and I could see myself like really binging this and potentially finishing it today, but I don't know about that. The audiobook makes it go by really fast, but I do still have a lot of things to do, but it's nice because I can just listen to the audiobook and do my work. So that's kind of what I've been doing. It's been so good. So far, yeah, I think this is a good addition. I enjoy it, and I do like this book so far, but I know that like things are coming that are like gonna be interesting, so we'll see how I feel about it once we get there. But for now, I still think that this is a great addition and a must read, so yeah, let's keep going. Hi everyone, so as you saw, I just finished Mockingjay and I thought the ending was so good. I do really love the ending of Mockingjay. There's definitely some things like, I don't know, there's some deaths that I think were unnecessary for sure, but then I do still think that the way it ended was semi-hopeful, but still showed all of the damage that war does. So I really liked it for that. I'm gonna give it 4 stars because there was some like slow parts while they were like traveling through the capital that I thought could have been like consolidated or just like done more interesting. Although like again, it did show like war is slow and sometimes like things are just terrible and there's like no thing you can do about it. Like it just sucks. And still think that this was a great addition and I don't hate it like some people do, so that's cool. But this one is definitely very violent and a lot of like trauma and just like sad times, and I still think that it's appropriate for teenagers to read. I don't think that it's too much. It doesn't like glorify any of it. It really shows the horrors of war, but it doesn't like make it look like this is a good time. And like, I don't know, like the message is good. I do like the message of this trilogy, so I would recommend it. I think that teenagers would like it, and I think that it's appropriate. There's barely like, there's like a couple kisses in this book. There's no language. It's just quite violent. So that's what I'll say for that. I am excited-ish to start this book, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is the prequel to the trilogy. It follows President Snow when he is living in the capital and growing up as like a teenager or adult. So I'm just curious, like, how is this going to make me like him and want to follow him as a character? Because this trilogy does a really thorough job of making you hate him. Like, if you don't like villains and stuff, like, he is a sucky villain. We don't like him. So this book is following him, and it follows the Hunger Games as well. Like, the Hunger Games are already a thing, and that's all I know. Like, there is a movie for it. I have not seen the movie, and yeah, I'm just really curious. I've heard really good things about this book and about the movie, so it just makes me wonder, like, why do people like this so much if it's about President Snow? So there's got to be something in it that is like, I don't know, worth it. So yeah, but I definitely want to read this one in anticipation of the next book coming out, because the next book is also a prequel, but it comes after this one. Sunrise on the Reaping follows Haymitch's story, and Haymitch is the like mentor for Katniss and Peeta in the Hunger Games. So you know him well, and he has his own Hunger Games. Like, he won, I forget which one, but anyways, and then this book comes even before that. So anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna start this. I have the audiobook once again, and I'm curious if it's gonna be the same narrator or not, because I think President Snow is the main character in this book, so he's a dude, so I'd assume they'd get a dude voice, but we'll see. So I'll get started with it. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, I'll give you my honest opinion and see if it's worth it. Hello everyone! So, update on this book. So I have made it to chapter 8. I'm 114 pages in, so I can definitely give some initial thoughts here. It doesn't have the same charm for sure that the Hunger Games has. Katniss is obviously a way more likable character than, I also hate his name, Coriolanus Snow. Absolutely hate that name. Like, there's something so triggering about it. Like, I actually hate it, especially like every time the audiobook says his name, I'm like, oh, gross. So anyways, yeah, okay, so chapter 8. I also don't really get like what the point of this book is, because so it's about like Coriolanus, I really hate it, Mr. Snow. I'll just call him Snow. So he's like getting trained, his family's poor, and he becomes a mentor for the games. So there didn't used to be mentors for the games, and then also they didn't have like tributes that had won because there weren't enough for each district. So they like would hire or something, or volunteer or whatever it is, capital people. So Snow is assigned District 12, and he's assigned to the female tribute, which is, what's her name? Something Gray? Dude. Lucy Gray? Lucy something. Lucy Gray, okay? And, like, it's weird because, first of all, Lucy Gray's character also doesn't make any sense. She's definitely just, like, head in the clouds, doesn't really seem to, like, know what reality is going on. I don't even know. And then Coriolanus, like, likes her, but also, like, really likes the Hunger Games and wants to suppress the districts, but he also, like, wants her to win, and he kind of likes her, and he cares about her safety a little bit. So it's, like, really, it's a little confusing. And then there's a lot of characters, so many capital people, a lot of characters that all have kind of, like, wackadoodle names. So I'm not tracking at all. Okay, not tracking that. The only names that stand out are Tigress, because Tigress, I'm assuming it's the same Tigress as the one in Mockingjay. And then we've got Snow, and then Lucy Gray, and then that's, like, basically it. There's this doctor, and then there's this teacher, and I can't really tell if they're the same person or not. So, like, you know. Yeah, so at this point, like, at this far in, like, I'm just a little confused. There's just a lot of, like, just talking and, like, not much going on. Like, it's really slow, and I'm not into it. Like, I'm like, what am I even listening to right now? So it is kind of boring, okay? But we're going to keep going. Like, once the Hunger Games start, I feel like it'll be good. I hope, okay? And then there's a lot of weirdo stuff going on. Just, like, random stuff that I just don't understand. Like, what is the point of this? So it just isn't as, like, straightforward and endearing as the Hunger Games was. So, yeah, no. Still got a lot to go. But I'm here for it. Okay, we shall see. I'm not above DNFing this. Okay? But, like, I'm also just like, what does everyone see in this book? But, like, that happens quite a bit with me with books, so that's not really surprising. So yeah, I'm gonna give it my best shot, okay? And let's keep reading. Hello, friends. look at my hair. Okay, hi. So I have to update this book. So I just stopped when they started, like, updating the tributes and, like, who's still kicking. And you guys, like, I wish that we were getting, like, more, like, in President Snow's perspective, it's boring. Nothing's happening. He's just, like, talking to people and, like, thinking about Lucy Gray. And every time. And then maybe we get a little clip of the games and, like, seeing what's happening to Lucy Gray in the games. But, like, from President Snow's perspective, though, like, it's not in her perspective, so we have no idea really what's going on with her. And Snow's perspective is so boring, I have to tell you. Like, it's stinking boring. So this is chapter 17, well, chapter 18 now, and I'm, like, not impressed. Like, so yeah, I'm, like, halfway, and, like, if things don't turn around, like, I don't like this book, and I think you could skip it. Like, we'll see, because I will try to read Sunrise on the Reaping, like, soon, and it's not going to be in a video, probably, because I'm, like, one of a million holds in the library, so I'm not going to get it anytime soon, and it releases March 18th, I'm pretty sure, so I'll read it eventually sometime this year, and then I can kind of see, like, was this book necessary to be able to understand what's going on in Sunrise on the Reaping? But I feel like no, because it's following, like, years later after this book with Haymitch. And I guess I'm curious, like, who Haymitch's mentor is going to be. Like, is it Snow again? Because Snow, at this point, is assigned to District 12. But he becomes president eventually, I'm assuming. So, I don't know. And then also, like, the school he's a part of in the Capitol is definitely, like, priming him to become president. Like, they're just, like, teaching him why the Hunger Games are important and, like, why we're supposed to suppress the districts and, like, yeah. So I don't know, though. Like, this is seriously not as good as the trilogy. And you know what? I'm so annoyed. Like, the amount of my friends in real life that were like, oh no, it's like just as good, like it's actually really good. I was like, oh, okay, nice, like I'll give it a try. No. But also, like, my taste is whack. Like, you don't even know what I'll actually like or not. Like, I can't even predict myself anymore. Like, who even knows? But I should have known, because when this first released, I got the ebook and I read like chapter 1 and I was like, this is so boring. Like, I couldn't care less about Coriolanus Snow. Like, what even kind of name is that? Like, it just triggers me. Anyways, so yeah, that's all I gotta say. I just got home, so I'm gonna do my thing, and then if there's anything interesting, I'll update before I finish it, but like, I might just like play the audiobook, pretend to listen, and let you know if anything good happens. But like, I'm not gonna DNF it, because I've already committed this far, and I'm just like, whatever, like, it's the only audiobook that I have, and we'll just do it. Okay, you guys, I finished this book. And I don't understand. I don't know. I guess if you just like being in that world, no matter what is going on, I could see why you would like it. But this did not add to President Snow's character. If anything, the only thing that made it interesting was the fact that he was a mentor for District 12 and like that's his history. But at the same time, it doesn't explain why he hates District 12 though. Because of the ending. Like, I don't see how that shows the capital over the districts and like over love. But because he chose that, like, not because of anything that happened to him. I don't know. So anyways, this, if I'm like being straight up honest of what a 2-star means on Goodreads, it was okay. This was okay. That's it. Like, I can't justify giving it 3 stars because it was very fun. I was buddy reading this with one of my patrons, Mercedes. She's amazing. It was so fun to chat about all of the books with her. We read all of the books together and it was very, very fun to do that. And her reactions were so good. Like, especially with this book, we were both like, huh? Like, we had the audiobook and we had it on 2x speed plus, just like letting it play and like not that invested. Like, to be honest, I looked up a SparkNotes summary of this book to like see if I missed anything, and yeah. Like, truly, you guys, I don't think this is that good. It's not worth this many pages. Like, it is so long for just so much talking. I don't care about President Snow enough to like hear him talk this much, you know? Not for me, you guys. So yeah, 2 stars. And it makes me very feeling cautious about the new book, but it follows Haymitch. Like, as long as we're in Haymitch's perspective, if she writes him kind of the snarky attitude that he has in the Hunger Games, but I also know that he's like a total alcoholic in the Hunger Games because of his Hunger Games, because of his experience. So it might be like a pretty big downer, which, I mean, the Hunger Games, they're not really uplifting books, I would say. But yeah, I don't feel like I gained anything from reading this book. We talked about DNFing it because it was that boring, but I knew I was making this video, so I didn't want to DNF it, but nothing stands out. So now I know, and hopefully this is helpful. And Mercedes did say that there were a few swear words in this book that were mild. I didn't catch any, to be honest, so I have no idea what they are, but like, there was only kissing. It was like so clean. It's not about romance for these books, like, yeah. And then like, I didn't notice any swear words, but like, maybe there are some, so maybe whatever. Like, I'm trying to like give content reviews to like know if maybe you or your child, teen, whatever, would want to read this. I think it is still appropriate for teens, although this is like pretty messed up. Like, it's kind of sick. Well, like, what other humans talk about other humans. They actually dehumanize the districts, and it's so wrong, but I think it's supposed to be seen as wrong. So there's that, but it is a little bit uncomfortable as well because of how, like, I mean, this is how slavery happens for sure. Like, you just dehumanize the person and there you go. You can do whatever you want to them. And yeah, they really do that. Like, the way the Capitol teaches their citizens about the district people are not humans compared to the Capitol people. Like, it's crazy. So anyways, there we go. This was a long video. Thank you for sticking with me this whole time. I'm curious if you have read any or all of these books. What are your thoughts? I'm over it, whatever. Okay, so yeah. Hope this was entertaining. I will write the books down below, and again, thank you for watching. I'm very curious about Sunrise on the Reaping still. I will give it a chance, but I'm just gonna get it from the library, so who knows when that'll come in. But yeah, okay, thank you for being here with me, you guys. I'd love to hear your opinions on these books if you've read them, and have a great day. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.